on there for just a tad, just to test it, see if it's melting. Sometimes I see it like that, it just melts right away. And I'm going to leave the flame just barely going over here so I can do this part now. And alright. Apply the flame, gets it real good and hot. Let's make sure both sides are hot. Okay. I don't know if you saw the solder drip off of there. That solder can be very, very hot, and you really don't want to mess with hot solder because it can falls on your leg or something. It might go straight through your jeans, and you'll be screaming. All right, so that's that part. All right, and just let's see it. Got a real nice sharp turn, and we can test it real fast. Let's see if we can put that down. So, yeah, so far so good. All right, next section. Anyway, I've got the first curve, and then the second really sharp curve. And what I'm going to do is have it go around. And there again, you just kind of let it go where it wants to go, and that's kind of what I'm going to do probably. So let's see. I'm going to make it go around this way. Okay, so that's how we're going to have it. So we just got to pull the wire. You know, you have to be master of your domain, I guess. Don't let the wire control you. You need to control the wire. So at some point, though, you decide, okay, well, the wire sometimes goes a better direction than I think, so yeah, we'll just go with it. So sometimes you kind of tell the wire where to go, and sometimes it tells you, and you know, that little compromise there at some point turns out pretty good. Have a nice team effort, so don't fight the wire too much. You know, if it has an interesting direction, just go with it. And here again, you know, sometimes the wire will have little kinks in it, and you got to be real good about making those kinks go away, because kinks don't look so pretty. So you want to try to, you know, make the kinks sort of disappear. And of course, the way you do that is you find out where the kink is, and you bend on either side of it to where those kinks don't show up. Okay, so if you can see what I've done, I've kind of made the track where it's going to go around behind the sculpture. This is going to be the front, that's the way I'm going to see it. You always kind of have to have a front and a back on a sculpture. You don't really have to, but most times people are going to have a sculpture, they're going to want to, you know, kind of identify a front. So I think it's kind of good to make it where you have a front and a back sort of. So there we go. And maybe a little faster. At the end it seemed like it was going a little slow to me, so I'm going to make it go down a little bit. Okay, maybe a little more. Alright, so I like that. So let's make a brace. And just figure out where to brace it. Maybe right there. Make a really close-up brace. I usually don't like making close-up braces because they usually make it hard to solder. So maybe I'll make it a little bit of a bend to it. Put that out of the way. See if I can do it here. Alright. So let's see if it will behave the way I hope. Yeah, looking mighty good. Alright, you got to be mindful that when you have a track that has a bank to it, the marble is going to be leaning that way. And the problem with that is that if you have the brace, the marble's going to be on this side of it. And if you have it coming too far in, it'll want to bump on that. So you want to make that a little lower on the inside so that it doesn't, so the marble won't bump into it as it's going. And that just has something to do with the banking and everything. Alright, so that looks good, so I'm going to lock it down. Alright, and hold it where it is with a clothespin or two. Alright, and then need to flux. And we're going to, oh, be careful. And again, you see I'm holding it, I've got my hand on the spigot so I can kind of regulate the length of the flame. And my other hand, I've got the solder ready to poke in there. Alright. And I've got the flame just still going a little bit, just enough to keep it going. It just takes a moment for that solder to solidify. So I can take the clothespins off now and flex the track part. Alright, and now I'm going to solder the track part. Alright, here we go. Okay, you can see I went ahead and did a little more of the sculpture. I got the track all the way down to here, and figure you're kind of getting bored out of your skull. And besides, you already kind of understand how to solder. So I wanted to go ahead and get down to the bottom where it gets interesting again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a end bucket, because when the sculpture ends, there's a couple ways you could end it. One would be just to put a wall right here and just have all the marbles just bang right into it, and they would all just, run into each other at the end. One thing I like doing instead is to have a little swirl funnel to where they kind of just gently bump into each other and then end real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a little end bucket, and so just follow along here. What you usually do is start out about a foot out, and just start twisting it. And you can see I've got a nice twist going. I want to make a nice little circle about yay big, something that the marble won't go through. And then just keep going, just keep twisting. And you want to make it to where the track is tight enough that the marble won't fall through. Okay, so there we go. We got a little quick swirl, and I want to make it kind of a little deep so that it'll actually have a little bit of room to fall in there. And then do the outside track. So I've kind of got the start of a little bucket. And that will do quite nicely, I think. Let's go ahead and give it a little test here. Yeah, something like that.